Aisha Khanam joining us from Bangalore and Subhina Roy from Dibrugarh, DD India's Aisha Khanam. Aisha, over to you. So, Karnataka is one state which has, left many guessing what really happens, not really going exactly through the predictions of the exit poll, but neck and neck there, or what's the sense that you're getting?
Well, Sakal, all eyes are on Karnataka, and BJP has huge expectations from Karnataka. Remember, this is BJP's bastion, and BJP considers Karnataka as the gateway of South to power. And this could also prove lucky for BJP this time once again. And considering the opinion polls, the BJP had predicted over 22 to 23 out of the 28 seats in this election. So the BJP is hoping for this magic number, but right now this election we saw this was a battle for the 5 guarantees of the state government, Congress government in Karnataka versus Modi's guarantee. So this is an acid test for the Karnataka Congress government here in Karnataka. And for the BJP has won 25 seats in the last elections, 2019 elections. The BJP had 19 seats and the Congress had just 1 seat. Therefore, the Congress feels that this is the time to improve their tally, and the Congress hoping to get into double digits.
But high on the assembly
have been very disappointing for the Congress, and they showed only 5 seats.
Yeah, Congress is riding high, particularly in the state of Karnataka. Subhina, please stay with us. Gautam is going to come to you. But before that, I wanted to understand from Aisha, who tracks the political pulse there in Karnataka for a very long time. Now, 2 dominant, numerically dominant castes there, Vogalikas and Lingayats. This is something, the caste calculus, both parties have been heavily depending upon. But BJP had a huge challenge of the fraction-ridden cadre this time around, though they are leading on 8 seats as of now, if I'm not mistaken, in Karnataka. So, losing assembly but cylinder lead in Lok Sabha, this is the trend that the Karnataka electorate has given in the past. They know who should be their prime minister.
It's sticking to the differentiation that Karnataka's voting populace has made, Aisha, as far as the Lok Sabha, the parliamentary elections are concerned, and the assembly elections are concerned. They make a differentiation.
Yes, it has been a trend in Karnataka that they vote for assembly elections in a different pattern and for the Lok Sabha elections based on the national issues. So this time also it was no different. Although, every elections we see the major discussion during these elections will be around Vokaligas and the Lingayats. Now the BJP is considered as, who holds dominance in the Lingayat vote bank, whereas the Congress has its dominance in the Vokaliga vote bank, which is in the south of Karnataka, which is the old Mysore region. But this election, even the caste factor was not much discussed, because this election was all about the personality cult. The BJP in Karnataka managed to create a Modi wave in Karnataka as well. The BJP is riding high on the fact that it won 25 seats in the last elections, so it will retain this. And also on the other hand, the BJP had alliance with Janata Dal. Now remember, Janata Dal has its vote bank in the Vokaliga region. So therefore, this has benefited BJP in several Vokaliga vote belts, Vokaliga regions. So the BJP is hoping that it will attain its target of at least 23 seats in Karnataka as such. But right now, we see Prahlad Joshi, who's a union minister, who is aiming to win the 5th consecutive time, leading in Dharwad. And this has... in Dharwad, it was a very interesting election after the murder of a young college student, Neha, in the broad daylight in the college campus. This led to, a slightly polarization in this region, and also there was a very clear mandate that, the Karnataka government has failed in